there were some interesting things that kind of came about learning a little bit more from what Tim Patrick is going through as the Broncos learn a brand new offense. And Sayre, one thing that he mentioned here said the Broncos offense, it is brand new. And according to Tim Patrick, it is brand new. So what does it entail? Well, let's hear from Tim Patrick himself.
We have Rush and we have Hackett. They put in both of their systems together, so it's kind of a one-of-one of offense. So it's not something that really been taught before.
Some very interesting comments there by Tim about just the combination of what Nathaniel Hackett's very comfortable running, some of the offenses that he runs, combining his philosophy with the offenses that Russell Wilson has had the most success in his career. How do you combine the two together? I was really trying to figure out in my head, okay, what does this mean? And he mentioned something along the lines of, there's a play concept or a certain formation where, based on down and distance, based on the coverage, we could be running 5 different routes. And that's how complex in nature this offense is. What were your thoughts on what Timmy P had to say about the blend between the two?
Well, I think it's great, first of all, to hear. I know a lot of Seattle Seahawks fans would probably be really upset to find out that a coach is willing to say, hey, Russ, let's collaborate on an offense. That's something that they've probably been dreaming of for quite some time. But I think it's awesome for the Denver Broncos. I think it's awesome for the players. It's really going to help, I think, the cream rise to the top in terms of you want to have guys that know the offense. You want to have guys that know the system, that we talked about this before, but that nonverbal communication, the ability to always be on the same page with an elite quarterback, that's absolutely critical. And one thing that I think is cool, Cody, that we talked about just before we started recording today is the fact that, since this is a hybrid offense, teams that are playing the Denver Broncos, at least early on next season, they're not going to be able to pull from just, what Nathaniel Hackett did with the Green Bay Packers last year and Aaron Rodgers. They're not going to be able to pull from just what Russell Wilson did last year or in recent years with the Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be a lot of new. And I think it's going to be a lot of attacking downfield because we know that Russell Wilson loves to do that. And we know from his introductory press conference referencing the old John Elway to Ed McCaffrey and Rod Smith days, we know that Nathaniel Hackett loves to do that as well. So I think that we're going to see a very fun offense, a very explosive offense. We know that Nathaniel Hackett likes to distribute the ball pretty evenly to a stable of backs. So I think that there's a lot of potential here. And for Tim Patrick, that means that he's got to be on point with all his routes. And we know that he's going to be. He's a very smart player. So I imagine that he's going to have a lot of success in this offense, which also, the Broncos have to start hot. The schedule doesn't get easier as the season goes along. It's easy, quote unquote, to begin the season. They got to get off to a hot start this season.